Good, beautiful morning, or afternoon, or evening. No matter what time of the day you're watching this,
Discord time!
you're here to learn something new. You're probably already making amazing videos, but you really want to change some things.
Big changes, not incremental changes, not small changes.
And I can give you 3 tips or tricks that I'm using in my videos that I use all the time. All these things that we're going to talk about are done in post due to, I don't know, you maybe forgot to do it on the day of shooting, or maybe you're just not able to do it on the day of shooting. That's enough introduction. Let's start with the first tip, and that is stabilize your footage. Oh, how important is that? Of course, it's really important that you try to shoot as stable as you can. To do that, it's best if you use a gimbal like most of the people do nowadays, or a glide cam like I still do. And even tripod is much better than having like a super shaky footage, especially with these small mirrorless cameras where the footages are super shaky. But maybe you don't have enough money to buy a gimbal or even glide cam, and you just want to have some movement in your shot, or maybe you forgot your tripod home and you want to stabilize it. So of course we can do that in post. You probably know that. You probably know all the things I'm going to talk about, but I'm using them a lot, so yeah, why not? Sometimes if you're still using gimbal or a tripod, you can still have some shakiness in your footage. So here are a few footages that I did with my glide cam, and as you see, they're not completely stable, they have some shakiness. Sometimes it's good to have some shakiness, but in that case I want it to be completely steady. If you're using Premiere Pro like I do mostly, you can just apply the default stabilizer. So here is before stabilizing the footage. And this is after. It's a great small tool, but you should be very careful with it, because sometimes you can have these really wobbly things that happening with the shot, and that's if the shot is very shaky. Some footages are just not savable, unfortunately. Number 2 is my favorite one, and that's zoom in and zoom out. I'm using this so much, I don't know, if you go and watch all my videos, you see that I'm using it almost everywhere. I'm using this mostly when a shot just it's missing something, and I just tiny bit of zoom in, and it's perfect. Of course, if you're able while shooting, you can just move the camera with the glide cam or whatever you're using, and that will create that effect. But I like to have the zoom in while I have other axes. I think that's how they call it. So for example, if you have pan, or if you have tilt, or if you do the parallaxing thing, I think that's how it's called, when you move the camera left or right, or up and down, whatever, and then your object is in the middle. Looks great, but then if you add a bit of zoom, it's just amazing. So here are a few shots from the same video without zoom, and these are a few shots after the zoom. It's very simple and very easy to do that, and that's why I love this effect. Just find the shot, set up a keyframe at the beginning with the current zoom levels, whatever they are, move a bit forward and zoom in with between 5 and 10%. These are my favorite percentage, if I may say, and then move that keyframe to the end of the shot. I never apply ease in and ease out to these shots, because I want to look like the camera was already zooming in when the cut happened, and then the camera was still zooming out, no, still zooming in when the other cut happened. Oh my god, I got confused.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
You can also use this trick to create the vertigo effect. The vertigo effect. Basically, your camera is zooming in, but your subject stays relatively the same, but then the background does something weird, and it looks amazing. And the easiest way to do that, if you can't do it on set, of course, it's by moving the camera forward on set, and then using the same technique that I just showed you to combat that movement. And last, and of course not the least important tips, is to use speed ramps differently and don't overuse them. And that's very important. A lot of people are using speed ramps and they overuse them, and the most common use of speed ramps is you have a footage that moves very slow, then you have something, then if there's a cut, it moves very fast, and then it moves slow again, and then moves very fast, and then it moves slow again, then very fast, and then moves slow again, and then very fast, and then moves slow again. One thing you can do is just don't use as much speed ramps, like having slow and fast so much all the time. Just be creative with it. But my favorite thing to do is when I speed up my footages, I don't speed them up too fast. I don't make them too fast. I don't know if that makes sense. So you have your slow motion footage, it looks amazing, and you want to speed up to do a transition or whatever. When I speed them up, I often just play them in normal speed, and that looks different. It still looks faster. It's still faster than the slow motion footage. It doesn't look so overused. I don't know. That's what, at least what I think. Yeah. So these are my 3 tips how to improve your videos in post. Now if you want to use them, you have to pay me, of course. My PayPal, it's down. No, I'm joking. They're for free. Be sure to subscribe for this channel and like do all the things that you're supposed to do when you like a YouTuber. Do it now, because I'm a YouTuber now, so I have to ask you for these things. Thanks for watching.